Hello there. My name is Matthew Senar. This is my 21st century teaching module final project. I will be presenting this project as if I am sharing this directly with the principal or somebody a part of the management team at my school. All right, let's begin. Now, first and foremost, we will talk about the challenge that I've noticed within the classroom. There's not enough English exposure. I've noticed at most the children might get 15 or 20 minutes per class, and that's just not enough. Now, some of the children are able to speak English at home, their parents speak English, but for most of the children, that's all they get. And that's not enough time to develop their language abilities. So with the varying levels of English, it makes it challenging to meet the needs of the students. And so I've noticed this massive challenge, and I want to look for different ways to meet these needs. And so with that, I will address a theory, the theory of connectivism. So what is connectivism? Well, it views learning as a network phenomenon. It doesn't just view on the individual, it doesn't just view on the self, but it's a collective activity, right? It's not just the activity where the sole person is focusing on developing their knowledge and developing their information base, but it's collective. It's using other people to enhance your knowledge. Learners will participate in a learning environment and a learning community. So again, it's not focusing on just one person, but it's a collective group working together for a common goal. Again, progressing with the theory, it's collaborative. So in this theory, in the theory of connectivism, all parties are working together to reach a common goal. And in this theory, the teacher works as a moderator. The teacher isn't just giving all the material. The teacher does provide the material, but the students will expound upon it. The students will work on the material, and they may seek for more material. They may do their own research. This can be done through like social media, networks, or blogs. Different websites, connecting to other people, other students around the world. Again, the emphasis is on collaboration. Is a strong collaboration effort. So there are many different principles of connectivism, according to Siemens from 2017. So first and foremost, there's a diversity of opinions, right? And so you're having many different opinions, many ideas, many different thoughts from different people, different backgrounds, different perspectives. And so you're encouraging for there to be not just one opinion, but many opinions. There's a specialized node or information sources. The capacity to know more is more critical than what is currently known. So there's a desire to gather more information, to collect more information than what is already known, right? There's like a desire to learn because you're using what other people have stored, right? You're sharing information and you're taking information. It's a collective. It's a collective method of learning. And also there's a strong element of connections. You can see connections, you can maintain connections with other people, other networks. It's purely about connecting and working with other people. There's also an element of digital currency, working with what you see online and dealing with the different traffic and whatnot. And there's a strong element of decision making. Again, it's not just individualistic decision making, but it's a collective decision making, one that the groups make all together. So what am I going to do with this theory? How will I implement this theory into practice? Because that's really what we want to figure out, right? Well, I want to implement a digital blog, and I got this idea from Zhao. She was a professor at a university in China. She worked with another university in Finland. Um, they're both professors, but they worked directly with kindergartens. And what they did was they established art blogs. And so the children would upload their art projects. They would upload their projects online, and the other children from uh, either respective kindergarten from the other countries could comment, could share their own drawings. It was a collaborative effort, and so and it worked. There was a lot of the children really liked this connectivity, this connection between the other students. And so again, this is where the students help other students. They engage with other students. They're able to help the other students, and there's a stronger, uh, there's there's more participation involved. A collaborative effort. We already see students collaborating with each other in the physical classroom. If you walk into most classrooms when they are working on a task or working on uh, maybe on a worksheet, you can see that there are some groups of children that will collaborate together already, right? So this collaborative effort is already something you'll see in the physical classroom, but seeing that in the digital realm, especially for the younger learners, is something new. You don't see that as often. So what am I suggesting? Well, maybe voice messages, text, video. These are different uh, modes of media that the children can send on the blog. So they can send a voice message of them speaking English. Maybe the phrase of that week is, my favorite animal is something. And so they can leave a voice message and then other children can listen. They also can text, and the parents will help them text. The children are very young. They're between the ages of 3 and 4. So uh, a lot of them can't write yet, but the parents are there to help. And then there also is video where you can uh, not just send a voice message, but their face and their facial reactions can be on the screen as well. And then with that, there's an element of sharing. The children can share with one another. So if one child posts a video of him explaining what he's learned in the past week, other children can see that and they can comment on it as well. And also, I want to stress what I would do with this blog. It wouldn't just be a place where children can uh, post different videos or text, but it would also be where I would collaborate all of the lessons and the songs and uh, pretty much all the content from the past month, so the children can view it in one location. Okay, and so they can go back if they didn't get enough time in the past week or so, or any time in the past month, they can go on this digital blog and find all the material on there, and they'll be able to comment on different material. They will be able to share it um, and with their peers. Again, the parents are involved. These are very young children, about 4 years old, and so they're not technically savvy yet, right? So they don't know how to use technology, but their parents can help them. And I think this is a strong bonus, because when parents are involved with their children um, in education, it's very beneficial for their overall growth and development, right? And so if the parents aren't involved, if the parents don't help them, then they won't be involved in this, right? So for those parents that really care about their children's education, and from my observation and conversations, all of the parents do care about their children's education. This will not only give the children a platform to share and collaborate with other students, but they'll also be involved with their parents in the learning process as well. So what are the expected results from this, right? What do I feel like will come out from this? Well, I think that children will be more engaged in class. So they are learning in these fun activities online, completely optional classes, uh, optional um, optional activities, but they will be fun. And by being they're being exposed to more lessons online. I feel when they are in the physical classroom, they will be more engaged. They won't be afraid. They won't lack confidence because they feel like they are able to speak or understand more English vocabulary. And the parents will understand the material better as well. A huge complaint that I can hear from the parents from time to time is not understanding what the content is. And even though we share that in our weekly review, having this blog will display everything we go over in class. It'll have every lesson in the format that children are familiar with, all the songs, essentially all the material, and so the parents will feel more confident on what the school is teaching their children. And lastly, the children will be able to help each other out, right? So it's not just online, but also in the classroom. I hope that more of the children will be able to collaborate and help one another if another child is struggling in a similar area. So how will I evaluate this? How will I look back in the coming months to decide if this is working out? What will be my evaluation method? Well, I decide to look back after a 2 month period because I will post this every month. And so after my second posting, after my third post, after the I've had some time for um, the second month's material to be shared and to be commented on, I will evaluate if it's working, right? So I'll look at the overall student learning outcome. I will look at the students learning in class. Are the students speaking more English? Are they understanding more English? Are they communicating more with their peers, right? I will also look at the children that rarely spoke English in class. Are they speaking even a little bit more? Right? Are they speaking slightly more English? Well, that's a victory, right? How many children are improving in class? Even if it's just one child, I see that as a victory, right? So there's many different things that I'll be evaluating at, right? Also, online participation. If there are just a handful of students that are participating, maybe just a quarter of students, that's still a victory, right? Because that's a quarter that wasn't involved before in a new way. Also, I want to talk to the parents. I want to communicate with the parents. Is this something they like? Is this something they see that is promising? Because, as I stated earlier, the parents will be involved. The child can't log on to the computer by themselves. They aren't technologically savvy, so they need their parents, and so the parents will be heavily involved in this. And so I will talk to the parents at the end of this period to figure out, does this work out? Do the children do they feel like the children are growing in their development, especially in their English development? And if this does not meet expectations, I will execute a different solution to the problem. Um, we'll figure out when we get there. But essentially, my goal is for the children to be able to collaborate and to work together, to be able to see a common goal and to figure out how to meet that goal. And again, these are children. They're 3 to 4 year olds, so I don't expect them to reinvent the wheel. I don't expect for that. But finding a platform where they're not stressed out in class, because I've noticed this in my classes where some of the children will feel intimidated, right? They'll feel intimidated by some of the brighter students who are just spouting off every answer. Well, having an online platform for those more shy students might actually help um, them feel more confident when classes come around. So um, again, if this blog doesn't work, we will figure out something else in the end. So, conclusion. Through connectivism, students are encouraged to engage with one another. And that's what we want. We want our students, we want the children to know how to participate, know how to engage with other children, that they aren't just alone in this world, they aren't just individuals, but they are also part of the community, they are part of a world. And so their ideas should be shared and they should be willing to listen and hear the ideas of other students. Um, the students can contribute through the blog. Now, in the earlier stage, it may be very elementary, very simple, a simple voice message here and there, but as time progresses, there can be a lot of development in this, and the children can be very excited that they're contributing to this blog. That although I am building the skeleton of this blog, ultimately it's the children that are building the blog as we move forward. And also the parents will be involved. And I think this is one of the most important things. Having the parents involved in the child's education is very important and can produce a lot of great results. And so that's the end of my presentation. Here's a list of my references that I used in my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. And again, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you. Bye-bye.